we will be taken to a distant planet from Earth, to a planet inhabited by Clan Yaoja, and they are called predators. A predator was passing by using a plane to track something down to a cliff between rock crevices, revealing a cave. Slowly, the predator entered the cave to feel if there was something waiting, and finally another predator appeared, so that there was a fight. Finally, the fight was over, which turned out to be a training fight between the two brothers, Kay and Dex. Kay warns that Dex is still weak and has to train a lot to be recognized as part of the Yaoja clan. Kay takes Dex into his ship. There, Dex finds a device that reminds if Dex ever lost a fang when saving Kay from death. After that, Kay explained that the Yaoja nation has a tradition of being recognized as part of the Yaoja family as predators, who will choose dangerous prey from other planets to take home as evidence, and will not return if the specified hunting task has not been completed. While looking at several planets as destinations, Dex is interested in a planet called Genna, which is called the Planet of Death, because it is the home of a creature called Kalisk that cannot be killed. Really! Even their father, who was the chief of the tribe and the strongest man in the Yaoja clan, was very afraid to hunt on the Death Planet, because all the predators sent there never returned. But it's different, because Dex intends to make Kalisk as a victory trophy to be recognized as a Yaoja, because so far, Dex has been called the weakest predator. Even his father cannot tolerate it. Kay refuses and disagrees with the dangerous mission, warned because failure means death, but Dex is convinced and swears he will not fail. Suddenly, a plane arrives that turns out to be their father. Dex is honored by showing green blood that looks like melon juice, but Dex does not realize if his father's arrival warns Kay to kill Dex immediately, because it will only be a disgrace to the Yaoja clan, who do not need a weak predator. Kay defends his brother by saying if his brother has the right to be a predator and will go to the planet Genna to hunt Kalisk. However, the chief still insisted on killing his brother by throwing a trap to ensnare his own son, considering Dex's death would be an honor for the clan. So Kay had no choice than show the melon seller sword ready as executor. Unexpectedly, Kay tried to save his brother from death, trapped him into the plane, and now he has to fight against his father, who is called the strongest man in the clan Yaoja, while Dex tried to get out of the plane to join the fight. But all just wasted time, because Kay faced a fight that he would never win, showing the brutality of a Yaoja chieftain in front of his eyes, with terror he never imagined if he would die at the hands of his father.
As death approaches, Kwai is still trying his best to get his hands on the power plant, giving the order to take Dex towards planet Genna, so his father will never catch up, while Kwai has to get a very gentle death. After some time, maybe how many days or months, finally Dex has arrived on planet Genna like Saturn, but with the same red ring as when I proposed to my girlfriend. Yaha! Woo! Entering the planet Genna is not easy, as the plane starts to disintegrate when it crashes into millions of asteroid rocks, so Dex is forced to use a spare plane, even though a flying monster is trying to attack and falls like a cheap roller coaster in the backyard. After that, Dex woke up in the middle of the forest and, very upset with what happened to his brother, also vowed to bring the head of Kalisk as a trophy of victory. To survive on this death planet, Dex prepare all remaining toys like black tomato bombs, twin swords, laser arrows, and other deadly weapons. When busy with his toys, something began to approach, making Dex alert to fight the monsters inhabiting the planet Gana. Then slowly he tried to check, and it turned out that Dex had to fight with a living forest that would prey on whatever was there. This fight was like endless, as the carnivorous tree kept appearing, even though he kept cutting off every tentacle that attacked. Not wanting to be eaten, Dex had to get out of the forest by running over the tentacle to a rock cliff, and finally he managed to do it, while the tentacle was upset by blaming his friend for their prey managed to escape. After that, Dex gets a wound in his body and scans the plants that are safe to be used as herbs by being destroyed and then given spit, and Become a Healing Medicine also finds a suspicious green caterpillar. Then when held, it turns red, and it is a New Year's firecracker. Not only that, because the planet Gana is very dangerous, as when Dex walks among the weeds that have flowers that respond when approached, this predator must be vigilant. Suddenly, a woman calls warning that the flying monster will trap prey by throwing stones at flowers that can explode, spraying poison that results in paralysis. Dex kept walking closer because the woman kept calling for help because she was trapped between dry trees, while Dex didn't care because a Yautja was hunting alone. But when the woman called Kalisk, Dex was interested in looking for information, and suddenly, a flying monster throwing stones again made some thatch flowers explode. Then Dex tried to run to avoid. Unfortunately, Dex was hit by a trap that slowly his body began to lose consciousness, while the woman begged Dex to throw a weapon to be used to free himself from the trap. When Dex really can't move, then he will become prey for the bird monster and...
The woman managed to remove the trap and save Dex by beating a flying predator that was about to have lunch. The woman named Thea is an android robot who gives an antidote from a blooming black flower to Dex to wake up again. But when he regained consciousness, Dex picked up Thea, who had lost a leg. And for Dex, this was something strange. Thea explains that she was sent by Wayland Corp on Earth to the planet Jenna 2 years ago to investigate life there, and humans were unable to adapt, so a group of robots got this mission. Thea explained that many Yautja came to the planet Jenna just to hunt Kalisk, but no one survived. And the reason his legs were lost was because when Thea's group tried to investigate, suddenly attacked by Kalisk, and then she offered to Dex by showing the location of Kalisk, and Thea returned to get his legs. Initially, Dex refuses because a Yautja hunts alone, but finally Dex agrees after hearing when Thea convinces and promises to be a tool to help defeat Kalisk. Also, she knows all the dangerous things on the planet Jenna, like a spitting eel that can melt anything, and only with seeds from a black flower, then it's like taming a girl with money. That night, Thea explained that 2 years ago, they were sent by humans from planet Earth for Investigation Jenna, so they built a headquarters because this mission takes a long time. Of all the android robots sent, there are only 2 who have special abilities, sensitivity sensors like a human, in order to better understand the planet Jenna, namely Thea and Tessa, which unfortunately now Tessa is missing after their team is brutally attacked by Kalisk.
It turns out that Tessa has been rescued by Whelan troops and taken to headquarters to be repaired, and also received a new mission: to kill a dangerous predator, a Yautja who is currently with her sister, Thea. The next day, they continued their journey, but because they were hungry, Dex had planned to hunt burger or hot dog. But it's impossible, dude! Thea explained that bison bones were Kalisk's food, and Dex also wanted to eat them. But this was not easy because razor grass was very deadly. It turns out they didn't hunt themselves, because other creatures hiding among the trees also wanted the bone bison. They couldn't identify the monkey because Thea had never seen it before, and the monkey didn't care, immediately slid into the razor grass, making the bone bison scared and running away from two hungry hunters who wanted to eat bison burgers. Dex didn't give up trying to chase the prey he wanted by jumping between the trees, which almost turned Thea into electronic junk. Now Dex is competing with the previous monkey to get the bone bison, so they have to fight to see who will be the main predator in this hunt episode. But Thea reminds him that the bone bison is approaching, no wasting time. Dex shows off by throwing a very sharp plasma sword, which easily cuts through the bone bison as smooth as slicing bath aromatic soap. Unexpectedly, now they have become prey for a Luna bug. Hey, this is not insect, this is monster. Both of them are in danger because Dex's weapons are useless. Now they are like snacks for monsters that have sharp teeth ready to tear every inch of flesh. Luckily, the previous monkey helped the two of them by becoming a shield because its small body was so hard as diamond that even razor grass couldn't scratch it. Without wasting any time, they had to get out of the forest by luring the Luna bugs to the razor grass field. When the monster was busy chasing a monkey that was sliding into the middle of the field, Dex had an idea by cutting down the tree that was used as a path to chase it. So when the poor monkey was caught, Dex came closer and...
Elsewhere, Tessa tracks down Quay's plane, which Dex used to escape to Jenna, although Tessa and the team realize that the forest is for food, and this is not a problem because they have weapons that can burn to ashes. Elsewhere, Thea is very excited because now they have become a dynamic trio after a monkey called Bud following those who seemed amazed at Dex after seeing the power of the predator before. When Dex shares the monster meat, Bud spits, which Thea thinks is a tribute as a brother, and Dex remembers that he once had a brother who was killed by his father because he tried to save him, while Thea also remembers Tessa and wants to find her. And hey, legs too. Before going to bed, Dex cleans the place, but Bud, who is obsessed with predators, tries to imitate everything he does, such as throwing pebbles, cleaning his hands, exercising at night before bed, and even a wooden sword with a small fire. Moving on to Tessa, who continues to search, now they manage to find Quay's mother plane, which was destroyed when entering the orbit of the planet Jenna. There she found a secret weapon stored behind an iron door, camouflaged with bones from the planet Yautja.
The next day, they continue their journey without Bud, although Thea disagrees by reminding him that Dex was once saved from the Luna bug by the monkey. But Dex does not care by leaving Bud alone there, still sleeping. While resting, Thea is upset at Dex for leaving Bud, who had given honor by spitting on Dex as a sign of a brother. Thea questions the reason Quay was killed, and Dex explains that it happened because he was trying to protect Dex, who should have been killed for being a disgrace to the Yautja clan. Thea said that on Earth, there is a hunting creature called a wolf, who hunts in groups and loyal teams.
Their most dominant leader is called Alpha, not because he kills the most, but because it is Alpha's job to protect the group. Heard that Dex wants to be the Alpha that kills the most, and whatever, dude. After that, they had to continue the journey far enough by passing through many places until finally both arrived at the lair of Kalisk, showing many vehicles and equipment belonging to Wayland had been destroyed. And hey, it's yours! Without wasting time, Thea prepares to connect his body with the remaining equipment and is still active while Dex waits for the process. Suddenly, the warning system sounds, and Thea finally explains if the purpose of Wayland Corp sending them to the planet Genna is to capture Kalisk. Also, currently, Tessa and the team are heading there. Thea asks that Dex leave before, but he is furious that Thea has used him as a tool of betrayal and intends to hunt down Kalisk before Wayland's army arrives. Dex checks the situation outside and finds a way to lure the monster by detonating the fuel storage while Thea is still busy with her legs. Luckily, Kalisk appears there, and it is an honor for Dex to fight against the strongest creatures on the planet Genna.
The legend about the immortal being turns out to be true when Dex realizes after cutting off Kalisk's tail, he sees something amazing because Kalisk regenerates by growing a broken tail and then throwing the predator at Thea, causing the process to fail because his feet are pinched by an iron table. Thea, who was annoyed, finally joined the fight against Kalisk by using a gun to distract. Dex takes advantage of that by picking up an iron chain to throw to get caught in Kalisk's head and jumping quickly, slashing the monster's head until it breaks. But all this is useless because Kalisk has the ability to regenerate the level of the gods, make the legend about the immortal beings of the planet Genna turned out to be true. Dex can only surrender when Kalisk prepares to finish the fight, and unexpectedly, Kalisk stops when he smells Dex's body that might be like Italian cheese. Tessa, who arrives there using a bomb stolen from the Predator plane earlier, freezes Kalisk and Dex. The two were taken to the Wayland headquarters, and when Dex wakes up, Tessa has been waiting with Thea, who seems to be in airplane mode. Dex is furious when Tessa tries to scan the body of this predator, which turns out Tessa knows everything about Dex through Thea's memories, and now they get a bonus by capturing Ayucha. Thea activates Thea, who looks happy because she will return to Wayland headquarters and meet her sister, trying to tell her that she has met Ayucha and Bud. Now their mission on the planet Genna has been completed because they have captured Kalisk and Ayucha to be used as experiments on Earth. Thea does not have the heart when she sees Dex will be paralyzed by saying if Yucha is a failed and weak creature. Then she asks to take off and just take the technology they use. However, Tessa doesn't care about it and attempts to paralyze Yuta's brain.
Seeing that, Thea is forced to disable the equipment there, so they argue because Dex has saved Thea before, and now it is revealed that when they are attacked by Kalisk, Tessa realizes that Thea is a weak and damaged robot that must be destroyed. Then an army arrives to tell them that the Earth is contacting them, and Tessa asks to put Thea in jail. Unexpectedly, a soldier is curious about a bomb belonging to Dex, and Dex says if the object is a child's toy from the planet Iatubja, that when the button is pressed will appear a Dora map. And not wanting to waste time, Thea immediately breaks free and opens the back door of the plane, asking that Dex immediately escape from there, even though Thea will get a harsher punishment. Finally, they have arrived at the headquarters of the Wayland Yutani Corporation, while Dex returns to the plane to treat his injuries from falling off a cliff after his previous escape, and is again reminded of Quay's painful death by their own father. There, Dex does not find weapons. Only a mask owned by Quay, which is always used when fighting or training, makes Dex have a purpose as a protector like a wolf. Because it does not have a weapon, Dex uses planet Genna resources such as razor grass, firework caterpillars, bird monster claws, poisonous flowers, and even tames spitting eels using black flower seeds. After that, he went back to find Bud, who turned out to be Kalisk's son, and who was captured by Wayland, who was his mother. And that's why when he was going to kill Dex, Kalisk stopped because of the smell of Bud's spit. So in order to become an alpha, Dex spits on Bud as a sign that they are now brothers and intend to take revenge, will also save Thea and Kalisk. Before going to Wayland, Dex will bring Thea's leg pinched by the table. Unexpectedly, the leg walks alone, and hey, the direction of the brothel is not there. After the preparations have been completed, they head towards Wayland's base, which is currently preparing to send Kalisk to Earth, while Thea is in prison, but can still control her legs from afar. As a prelude to the war, Dex uses a spitting eel to kill the android army, and does not forget to bring black flower seeds as a gift that is like a circus trainer. The legs continues to walk towards its owner, while Dex performs the task quietly in the darkness of the night, assisted by Bud, who greatly enjoys this revenge. As the night progresses, they go insane by brutally beating up an army of robots, while Tessa is still communicating with something called Mom. The legs finally arrived at the location of Thea imprisoned, with the style of only fighting with the legs, and finally Thea can be free to fight with a separate body. And hey, I want to keep this legs in my room. After beating up all the robots in the area, they had to high-five, while Tessa was busy with the process of moving the monster, and now the three of them have gathered, and Dex shows a carnival mask for $2, while the kind Bud gives a gift of a robot leg. Dex explains that Bud is the son of Kalisk, and now they must immediately free his mother before being sent to Earth, while Tessa and the army receive a warning if the enemy has entered Wayland.
Now that they have split the task, Thea and Bud will free Kalisk while Dex lures everyone to a different place. After all the troops left,
Thea and Bud disguised his troops and tried to open the prison door. Unfortunately, it was not easy because the prison locked using eye sensors, and suddenly a soldier appeared, so Thea, disguised as Tessa, gave the order to immediately go arrest the enemy. Just as the plan is about to work out, and Bud appears from behind, and what the... While Dex is surrounded by the entire Wayland army preparing to surrender to capture, but it was just a trick because previously, Dex had set up firecracker caterpillar traps all over the area, and showtime, Mr. Eel. After the entire android army has been destroyed, Tessa now appears with a cheap bumblebee to use in this final battle, and Dex does not suspect that the laser weapon belonging to the Yautja Nation was used by Tessa to kill a Yautja. Luckily, Spit Eels jumped in to protect Dex, and now it has to be grilled eel sushi makes Dex very angry, and the cheesy Predator versus Bumblebee fight begins. This unequal battle makes Dex have to keep dodging because he does not have a weapon that can damage the robot, and at a very crucial moment, Thea and Bud managed to free Kalisk using the guard's eyes so that Kalisk went on a brutal rampage even though Tessa attacked using a giant saw while Dex destroyed the power system, making the robot weaker. So Tessa threw an ice bomb, but Dex threw a spear that stuck to the robot's arm. And now Kalisk's chance to end the fight. After the fight, Kalisk approached to meet Bud, who was very missed for his mother. After that, it was Dex's turn to approach because he had promised to become the family of Kalisk by forgetting the original purpose to bring the head of the strongest creature on the planet Jenna. Suddenly, Kalisk looks strange as pain makes them confused about what really happened, until finally Kalisk's body explodes due to an ice bomb so that regeneration is impossible. They realize that Tessa is still living in terrible conditions while Bud is desperately crying for his mother. Now Tessa is very angry because she was betrayed by Thea and will kill using Dex's laser. Of course, Dex will not allow it because as Alpha, he has to protect his group. Hey, this laser is mine, while Bud raises Tropy as revenge. After that, Dex returns to the planet Yautja to meet his father for revenge with the death of Quay. Dex throws Tessa head as a trophy is considered as an insult to the Yautja race, then Dex has to fight two Asiatan chiefs. For Dex, this is an easy thing because the fight on planet Jenna is more terrible, and Twin Blade sends them to hell. Now the real fight is against his father, who is called the strongest Yautja. In a desperate situation, Dex uses the plane as a way of confronting the chieftain who uses stealth technology, so Dex easily defeats him by doing the same thing as cutting off his father's arm, also throwing a trap laser. Dex takes off his mask as an insult, and his father admits that Dex is a Yautja and deserves a position in the Yautja clan. But Dex refuses because now he has his own clan, and Bud arrives there as executor. At the end of the film, Dex takes the chieftain's stealth technology. Unexpectedly, the three of them see an approaching plane, and Dex says, "It's my mother." Maybe that's all for today's movie recap, and we are waiting for Predator 2 to be released on Earth. The message from the film: if you are bullied by fellow humans, try to make friends with monkeys and robots, and I guarantee you will become a respected clan leader. I'm Fox, and thanks for watching.